Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Fix. My name is Olayemi Olajide, CEO of The Market Food Shop. And on this episode of the show, I'll be having a conversation on food processing in Nigeria with Tolu Samaiye. Tolu is the managing director of Melting Moments, a food and beverage company in Nigeria that commercially produces and packages food products for the Nigerian market. She's also the managing director of Logic Supply Force Limited, a food distribution company in Nigeria. She has over 10 years experience in the food space, and she's also known as the industrial queen. Hello, Tolu.
Hi.
It's so good to be with you again. I haven't seen you in almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since business school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to just commend you because I know running a sustainable business in Nigeria can be really tasking and difficult, and I see you've been able to do it over the years, and I'd like to congratulate you on that first.
Not easy.
I'll let you know that today I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
I hope that's okay.
That's fine.
I hope that's fine. So my first question for you will be, you've been in the food processing space for a while. And, I know that, you must have faced challenges. So can you just share 3 of those challenges and how you were able to navigate through them?
Oh, in fact, where do I start from? To pick up 3 from top of my head. Challenges doing business. First is the cost of doing business. It's when you find yourself in the kind of economy that we are in, you just have to take it as it comes, basically. Sometimes planning helps. Sometimes you just find yourself in a situation. The cost of things just going up, and you having to think that, okay, this is the amount I'm selling it. Is there any buffer before? So, because you can't just change your price just like that. And you've been you used to make spices, or you still make spices, and so you see how cost of production just change. But can you change that to your client? So you have to start thinking ahead. Another thing is the power situation. Okay, today this is amount, tomorrow this is times 3 of it, which still boils down to the cost of production. But all this change has a way of crippling a business that's, especially food production and food processing. We work on minimum profits. We're not trying to build a house on one customer. You spread the profits across. So things like that just have a way of, then the people, human resource, even in as much as we cry out that we say, oh, the economy is not helping us, humans say we don't help ourselves. We don't. That's when you realize that. But at the same time, it's a ripple effect, because someone will come to the office to say, oh, they're hungry and whatnot, and maybe you're not paying, or you're paying this person's salary. The other person will still steal from you with their full chest. They'll still steal from you. But then again, the only reason why they're probably stealing from you is because what they are earning is not even enough. And you go to the market and a basket of tomatoes is literally the price of their salary. So everything combined together has made the journey as an entrepreneur quite challenging. But resilience and perseverance is what I usually work on. I always tell people, if you want something to work, try and make sure it works. Except if you realize that you're wasting your energy here and there's something better. Sure, you can port. But if you know that you believe in what you're doing, sometimes the challenges will just be like, it's just another hurdle to cross.
So for 3 challenges off the top of your head, power supply, human resource, and
cost of production.
So when you first started with food processing, what are the biggest mistakes you'd say you made? Those ones that almost gave you a heart attack.
Oof. First of all, importation. Because we have this thing that we say, we have this mindset that anything in Nigeria is substandard, right? If you get anything, but I've realized that this has happened to me twice. The first time when we had like stores, like gelato store, ice cream stores, cake, we brought in all the equipment from the UK and Europe and all, and the cost of which we brought them in was like so high. Let's just say, just hypothetically speaking, let's say we spent 1 million naira bringing in this equipment, and when we now decided that this equipment is bad, let's just change it. And we went and to source for it locally, we realized that we really spent like 200,000 naira to change the same kind of equipment. And it is sometimes because we look at ourselves like whatever is in Nigeria is bad. We don't research in our home first. We just quickly want to travel out and buy all these things. That's one. Two, even cost of ingredients. There's some ingredients that we used to bring in from Europe before, and obviously, when the economy started changing, the dollar started changing, nobody taught us to look inward. Yeah. Nobody taught us to look inward. We started looking inwards like, okay, we need to remodel, we need to reformulate our, and everything. And guess what? It slashed our cost of production. I'm not joking, by over 30%.
Wow.
And even when we gave customers to even, they were like, this is even better, even tastes better. I was like, what were we doing? What were we doing? So that was like a huge mistake, because apart from the fact that it's monetary wise, we lost a lot of money. Well, in our own heads, we're doing the right thing. I mean, we are imported, but we lost a lot of money during that process. If that money was still in the company, God knows what that money will do now. It would have made more marketing sense. We invested in here and there. So that kind of mistake. And also, I remember when we first started, just right out of business school.
Okay.
I opened a store, gelato and ice cream store at the mall, and that investment was huge because rent was being paid in dollars, and whatever the exchange rate is of that day when you're paying your rent, that's the exchange rate you're paying your rent. Mm-hmm. So we're making in more, like we're paying. My mom was shaking her head because it was a painful experience for everybody. So we're making money in naira, but we're paying in dollars, and so you can't change your price. It's whatever the dollar is, you understand? And that was such a huge investment. In my mind, I was like, if I had known that money that we paid, we'd have used it to get like a whole duplex and done more with it. Invest that money in marketing. Because another of my colleague that did the same thing, she's into frozen yogurt. That's what she didn't first go into. She got a whole space and she did marketing, she did events at the space. Like people are renting the space out for events. Like there are other sources of income, but we wanted to run with the big dogs, we wanted to like put our name, our brand out there. Although it had its benefits, but it was an expensive one. There are other ways we could have come about it. So I learned that before doing anything big, like we should learn how to crawl before walking. Because in fact, I flew. That was what happened. I flew. I jumped over the process. But now, before I do anything, I do market research. I test the market. Oh my goodness. I am thorough now.
That was an expensive lesson.
Actually, the funniest thing is that you think I'd have learned from that, right? I did something like that again, like maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And it was such an expensive mistake. And I was like, Tolu, but you told yourself you're not going to do this again. Now, this year, we're about to launch another product. And this product, I said, those things, I started thinking. Now it's like, we're like 6 months behind schedule. I said, yes, we're 6 months behind schedule because we must get it right.
Let's take our time.
We're not going to do any expensive investments anymore. So we keep learning all the time.
Yeah, true.
As much as like, I've been in business for so long. Like, this kind of mistake can't happen to me. It's a lie. It can happen to you again. So but it's very important that you have focus group, people that you talk to that will like, okay, I'm about to do this. So they'll not really want to remind you, you did it last month. Check it. That kind of thing.
True. So true.
You learn every time from your mistakes.
Okay. So the next question is, what would you say are the really important things that anyone that wants to go into food processing in Nigeria, what would you say is a really important thing, or those important things that they should do before
going into it? Be sure that there's a demand for your product. That's very important, because you'll be the one that will eat it. I'm telling you. Be sure that there's a demand, because it's one thing to have a good idea. It's another thing to have a customer base that will actually take it up, because food, and the mindset you need to have is that it's not an immediate success. It's not. You need to take that out. Don't think you just blow once, because in food processing, quantity is what you need in order to make money. So you have to be sure that you can scale whatever you're producing, calculate the profit margin, and be sure that it can grow. Get your numbers right, get your market research right, and get your products right.
But how easy is it? Because Nigeria is not a place where we have a lot of statistics and all that. Information is very difficult to come by, like good quality information, like the right kind of data can be very difficult to come by in Nigeria. So like for small businesses don't have the kind of money that big businesses have to do those things. So
like for example, let's give you an example. Let's say popcorn, for example, right?
Okay.
You want to start popcorn production and you're not sure how it's going to go into the market. Go and meet these distributors that are selling already popcorn from other company. Ask them questions. Now, especially in these eco people, all these the mommies in eco, when they see that you're a young person, you're coming to ask them for advice. In fact, Joko, they will sit you down and give you the gist.
They'll give you
Although they might not tell you the figures so that they can get a better deal from you, but they will tell you on an average they get like 300 bags in a week. You need to start doing the math in your head. So you go to places where you know that this product already exists and try and speak to people there and let them advise you. When we're trying to get into the market for one of our products, I went to a distributor and he now gave me an advice about, focus this is the amount that I think you should use to penetrate the market. Do you get that advice? You wouldn't have gotten it anywhere else.
True. So
he said, and then after a few months, you can then up it a little bit. But to penetrate the market is very important, because the people that will buy it first are people on the streets. So they need to buy it quickly to know that the product is good. So by the time you increase your price a little bit to now meet what you need, like so you can start getting profit, they're already hooked on it. Do you understand?
Yeah, so true.
Yeah, so those are kind of things you have to consider. And also do small research amongst your friends. Like now, we have a way of, human beings, we have a way of looking at things from our own perspective only. And we forget to look at it from other people's perspective. So you ask questions. Okay, I like this, but do you like it? Ask your friends, ask random people on the road. And if they tell you, no, I don't like it for whatever reason, try and listen to what they are saying, because at the end of the day, they are your customers. You are not your customers. So that's,
Okay. The next question. What are your recommended options for funding a food processing company in Nigeria?
Loans are expensive.
Very, very.
Like,
loans are so expensive.
Loans are so expensive, but at the same time, in food processing, it's also quite, I would say difficult, but it's a little bit challenging finding investments for equity in terms of food processing. The reason why I said is this, because whoever that will invest in a food processing company has to have interest in a food processing company. It's different from tech.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have interest in tech, because you know that tech is making money, you dash them money. Take my money. Take my money. Just bring back.
People are willing to go.
They are willing. Do you understand? But food processing, people are not really willing, because the economy, everybody knows what's happening in the country. Like the economy is not favorable because the production cost keeps going up. Just that.
Yeah.
So getting grants is the best way for food processing, because at the end of the day, the SDGs of like the different SDGs. One of it is no hunger, all those things. So if you're applying for a grant now and you're specifying the fact that why your food processing company should get this grant, because you're reducing the hunger rate, you're increasing employment, you're tackling food security. Who will not dash you money? Please take my money. Like those kind of thing works for impact investors. So because those investors, they want to invest in things that is impactful to the society. So it's like a CSR for them. They're not necessarily after the returns.
Yeah.
So those are kind of grants, and there are a lot of grants out there.
But people don't
know. A lot. You know what? You don't even need a BDP or what do they call them? What is business development people to tell you this grant. Just go online, Google grants in Africa, grants in Nigeria. You see a lot of it. A lot of grants out there. But there are also some grants that is like competition. So sometimes some people might shy away from grants because a lot of people are lobbying for it and they'll pick the first 3 or the best 3, you know. So, but you just have to, if you know your products inside, I just know at the back of your mind that all these grants people, they look for impact. So in food processing, zero and hunger, food security.
just start there.
Just start there. You've already got to their ears, you know.
But really, entrepreneurs should not shy away from competition because that's the whole
idea, right?
You take your product to the market, you're competing.
You're competing.
You can't even.
You know, they'll say that one is brand that is competing, not their own personal this thing, because they'll feel disappointed. Oh, and the winner is, and then they'll call your name, you just be sad. You know, that kind of thing. A lot of people just shy away from things.
That's
like
what entrepreneurship is all about.
No. Yeah. There's entrepreneurship is not for everybody.
It's not. You know, to know that is bliss.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like people should know that, see, if it's that you're going to strive good, working for somebody and strive really good there, stick to it. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to say, oh, I'm the CEO or something. No. Trust me, we CEOs sometimes we used to look for paid employment. In our mind, we'll be like, God, let's just go work for somebody.
You know, at the end of the month, there's money,
there's steady salary coming. Because true, as the owner of a company, you are not your priority. The people that are working for you are your priority. You need to sort them out first because their livelihood is dependent on you. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. So it's grace of God.